All right, hello. I'm going to be showing you how to make this right here. It's really simple. Does not take too long to make, depending on what assets you use. Or you make your own, just really whatever it is. You can use this for a forest or just whatever you want. So I'm going to show you how to make this. All right, so what you're going to do is delete everything you have here in your scene. And I actually have some stuff preloaded in here. So just kind of set up your camera, get a good angle where you want it. I'm just going to do bam, and then 4,500 or 1,500. Or it changes to cycles. And on the render, we're going to set this to about 32 for the max samples. The noise stronghold, we can turn, we'll leave it right here for now. And these are my settings for the denoise. You can just kind of copy that. And then the light paths, I'm gonna keep them default at 12, and you can copy all my settings here. For the volume as well, and all that. All this other stuff doesn't matter right now. And you can change the CPU or GPU depending on what you have. I might keep that CPU. So first thing we're gonna get would be your assets, and we have a few different ones here. We have like a little, some kind of like a little plant. Then we also have some grass. And the grass will be useful for like the base of the scene. You're gonna want to get some kind of like fern. Get like a small little bush, and like a little tall kind of plant bush. And I think that's all you got. And there's plenty of tutorials. I will leave a link in the description for a tutorial on how to make these. I don't have any currently. I'll also leave a link for a add-on for Blender, which you can get these for free. And there's also a paid version as well. And then, yeah. And there'll be a link in the description for this. And I'll also leave the blanket link as well for the textures I'm going to be using for the ground. Yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to put these up here for now. Just leave them there. We're going to Control A, or sorry, Shift A. Select the plane. We're going to go S and 5 for the scale. And then we're going to go Tab, right click, and subdivide this a few times till it looks about this. And we are going to go right click, shade smooth, go to your add-ons or your modifiers, my bad. And select displacement. And we're going to press the little tab right here and click image or movie, and we're select clouds. And we're going to change the depth 24 and the size to round there where it almost looks like water. And we're just like soft. Make sure you have this to Blender original and all that, and then color. It's not a big deal for right now. Custom properties. So just press S and Z, and we can also mess with the depth if we want for this. I want this to be like more smooth, so we will mess with that just a little bit. Put this around here, and then we're gonna press R and X and kind of tilt this towards us just a little bit, and then press G and Y to move it forwards. Okay, so we're going to grab a texture. So we're just gonna like grass. Oh, misspelled that. And we're gonna get like some kind of muddy grass. So something like there's good. And this is the Blanket add-on. The link is in the description, and you can download that. So we're in our first kind of base thing here, which would be our grass. Let's just make that a little bit bigger, extrude or whatever. So we're gonna put this on the ground. So what we're gonna do is select the ground, and we're going to particle properties, click this plus icon, select hair, change the hair length to about there, and then we can leave this at 5 actually. So go to render, go to path, change that to object, select the scale randomness, and just turn that up. Actually, I will turn that to 50, or just around 500, so 0.5 will be good. Then for the scale, we'll do that in a second. And we're going to select our grass here, which is grass basic A. So we're going to select that. We'll look for it here. Grass basic A. Bam. So now that's selected, that is the gonna be this empty right here. So it will add the empty, and then we can go to scale, turn that up, and global coordinates object. It looks like there's something wrong here. Oh, we didn't select the right thing. That's why. It usually helps if you select the right thing. So make sure you select your grass. And again, you can either model the grass or get them from the add-ons. I will link. Really, whatever you do, it's the same thing. Just make sure you know the name of your grass or whatever you're using. So we're gonna scale this up to. We'll turn this off. We're gonna scale this up to about here. So we'll go 10. We'll go 10, and then we can turn the randomness up or down. I'm gonna leave it at 0.5. And that looks really, really nice. Got a little like patchy grass. And we can select this if we want and just shrink it a little bit. So it's just about in frame when we're zoomed out completely. We'll GY pull this back. Alright, so now we have our grass out the way. Let's pull this up here and we'll scale it down. Whoops. We'll just put these over here for now. Let's get to our next one. So these are going to be some complementary blocks, I guess you'd call them. No, I said blocks. I've been playing too much Minecraft. We're going to pull this down just barely right under the thing here. This is a more kind of a beginner tutorial, so I'm not going to be adding multiple objects onto one plane because it is a little bit more, it's not difficult, it's just a little bit different the way you do it and not as easy. So we're going to select our flower here and flower. So the ones that have the little link on it will be the correct one, and we're going to select 100 of these because these are going to be some like complementary things that will be in the scene and they're not gonna be everywhere. So about 100 on this plane we have here is perfect. If you see, the brighter ones are the ones we have selected, or we can do that as well. As you see, compared to the grass, this is the grass and this is the little plants, and there's not as many, and that's exactly what you want. And for the randomness, you can keep it about the same, and we're gonna do the same thing we did before. Copy and paste, and we'll press G and Z and barely pull that down. You can also put it in the middle between the ones we had before, like that. And then we're going to select plane 2. Let's move our plant out the way. Let's grab our fern, and the ferns, there's not going to be that many. We're going to do almost like 50. So select our plane .002. Delete the ones we have here, add this. And then we are going to look for, which this is the plant fern D. So we will go to here and look for that. So this one, I'm pretty sure. And sometimes these won't be linked, so you gotta usually select these, right click, and I'm pretty sure mark as asset. There you go. Well, you don't have to do that. I'm doing that just a little bit more organized. So let's delete that and re-add that one more time. Interesting, not working. Let's actually add some sticks. Let's add some sticks. So we're gonna go here to our asset library. Again, you can also make sticks if you want, or really whatever you choose to do. Rocks. And we'll actually we'll pull in some rocks as well, just for a little bit of variation. I should have got these before. So we have our rocks here, and we can pull in some other things as well. So we don't need any of that. And then let's look for some pine needles. Yeah, this will work. No, it's actually, let's look for some sticks. Here we go. Twig. Awesome. So we're gonna add this in, pull this over here, and we can select our plane. Just either one of them, doesn't matter. And just copy and paste it, and we'll press Z or G and Z. And just kind of pull this down, put in another random spot. We're gonna take our object off and then add in a new one. So down here we have all of our objects. If you're using the add-on that I provided, then they will have these little like chain looking thing on it, and these will be the only ones that worked. And that's something I didn't realize. because I was not paying attention. So if we select our twig up here, it shows up as twig A. So we're gonna select our plane that we want, which would be plane 2, and then select our an example. I can't find the twig here. We'll just do, oh, here it is, our twig. And so these are a little big. So what we can do here on the scale, and we can actually change the number a little bit higher, so they'll be in a more random areas. So right now, as you can tell, these are a little too big. So what we're gonna do is change the scale and just turn them down like quite a bit. About 3.200 is a good little thing here. It's just about good. So it adds a little bit of detail when you really look at it. So we're gonna copy and paste this, and we're gonna leave this, pull that down just a bit. Now I am doing this in a kind of a weird way, but it's just way more simpler. We'll go down here, we can do the same thing. We're gonna select our, let's look here, and our plant fern D. So if we select 4 or 3, okay, we'll do 3. And then it will show up as plant fern D. And yep, there we go. And we're actually going to set this to like 50, because we don't want a lot of these. And change the scale down quite a bit. And these are going to be some more like bigger kind of bushes one, like a 40-ish. So we want these to be a little bit bigger, but not in the same spots as all of the other stuff. And we're going to add, so this is B, so plant B. We select number 4. And kind of keep going on and so on and so on. And just keep adding all your stuff that you would like to it. And pretty simple. But we're going to finish this out for the video. Let's pull all of our used assets over here just so we're somewhat organized to an extent. So this is character B. Select number 4. And we will go to B. So we'll look for that. We'll scroll down. Flora. So plant coordinates D. If I could ever find this. So I think this is it right here. And I think it is. Yeah, here we go. So we can do is change this number of these. I do want a little bit more of these, so about like 300. It's good. We'll just 300. There we go. It's a little laggy. We'll change the scale about here. And then for this tall one, these are gonna be a little bit bigger than all the others. This is all A. Pull this down just a bit. Number 5. And then A. Bam, here we go. Change the number of this to about 124, just a random number. And then we can change the scale of these up quite a bit. And we'll turn the randomness a little bit higher than all the other ones we have. Because we have the randomness pretty much set the same for everything. And you don't usually want that. So about there is good. And then the last thing you're going to do is select your grass if you're using this add-on or just another grass you've made. And you're going to want a more thicker grass, like something like this. You're going to add it. And this is going to be in your scene as well. Number 6, we're going to delete this. And this is the, if we go here, this is H. We will add this. So let's go here and do that. If it ever wants to show up, so GCS Well, so it's not showing up. So we'll do something kind of simple here for these like thicker ones, and we are just going to any spots that are white and like pretty open. Let's make sure this looks fine on the thing right here. Yep. Just kind of anywhere on your plane, just in like a few places, we can copy and paste this. And the areas that don't really have much, and we can scale these and rotate them just kind of as we please. That's a little big. And we can just keep doing that to pretty much any empty spot on the plane here, like any like big empty spots. And this doesn't take too long. It's just Control C, Control V, and then press G to grab, and that's gonna move it. Just move your mouse around, and then once you get in a place, you will left or right click depending on what you have your stuff set to, and then press R to rotate just for a little bit of randomness, and you can press S to scale. And then you can just do the same, drag it, rotate, drag it more, scale, really just whatever you want. Now, if we look at here, you have all these little ferns, or not the ferns, these little plants, which will be nice to have in your scene. And then once you're in your camera, you can click them and press G and Z and kind of put them just wherever you want a little bit more. But yeah, you pretty much have your whole thing done. The last thing we're going to do is fill in all these little spots a little bit more. So we're gonna copy our plane one more time, and let's move it down literally just by one. Let's go to here, select that, and we're gonna select another like basic grass, so something like basic A, which I think we already have. So we'll use basic D. So here we go. We'll move this to the side because we already know what this is. Grass basic D, spring summer. So we're going to select our plane 7 and scroll down. We find our grass basic, and I'm pretty sure this is basic A. So we have the wrong one. Select the right one this time. So grass basic, and I think this is it. Basic D, yes it is. And we're set this to 1500. And we can mess with the scale just a little bit here, because we have so much of it. It's going to be quite high on the scale. Sit with it off, and this is with it on. We want it to be like some really overgrown grass here. So this around there is good. And then, yeah, you pretty much have your whole entire thing. We could do more, add some rocks and sticks and leaves. But this is more just for a wider range of things. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. If that helped, definitely leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. Comment, I guess, if y'all want any other tutorials on what you want. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.